Well, hey everyone, we are here today. I'm going to do another bike review. I have here in front of me a beautiful 2018 Honda Rebel 500. The Honda Rebel is one of Honda's longest running line of bikes, and last year they redid the whole thing and came out with a couple of different models. They came out with the 500 and the 300 for the Honda Rebel. The look is incredible. It's got that exposed frame, blacked out everything except for the fuel tanks. There's several different colors you can get. This is the good old bright bumblebee yellow that they have on the bike. This is the 500cc one. They also had a 300. Let's talk a little bit about the old Honda Rebel. It's got a 27-inch seat height. The bike, without fuel and everything, weighs about 415 pounds, so it's a pretty light bike. It's very sporty looking. There are a lot of things that you can do to the Honda Rebel to make it customized. I mean, there's a lot of aftermarket parts for things like the muffler. You can actually remove the entire rear fender. Just a couple of bolts and you pull off that rear fender, and gives it a good, interesting looking bobber look to it. It has a 471cc parallel twin engine. It is liquid cooled and fuel injected, so it is a beautiful little engine. They have these fat tires on it, which kind of give it a unique look. Really interesting look to it. The exposed frame is really nice. So that's some of the things about the old Honda Rebel. What we're going to do this morning is we're going to jump on it. We're going to take it out. We're going to buzz around the neighborhood. We're going to take it on the freeway. We're going to talk a little bit about it and give you my opinion, my thoughts. And we'll see you when we get on the road. Alright, so we are out on the bike now. And I think what we'll do is we'll take it up through the neighborhood, kind of give it a little bit of neighborhood driving just to kind of get a good feel for it, and then we'll take it on the highway for a little bit, and then we'll stop somewhere and we'll give you my opinion of it. So far, I can tell you right now, it's a fun little bike. Well, I shouldn't say little. I mean, it's a 500cc bike, but I'm used to riding my big old Fury, although I do have my Benelli, which is a 135 mini bike, and this is quite the step up from that. So a couple more things about the bike. A couple of things I don't think I mentioned yet was that it is a 5-speed, which is really nice. Allows you to get up there and get onto those highway speeds and not have that thing revving out or getting up to the rev limit. And then price. Let's talk a little bit about pricing. These things run about $6,000. So for the type of bike that it is, it's kind of considered an entry level, maybe one tiny step above since it's got the 500cc engine in it, but it's still considered an entry level bike. But with a price tag of $6,000, you can't beat that. I have to say, I'm really liking the way that it rides. It's very smooth. And it's got quite a bit of pickup to it. I mean, you can roll through those gears and get up to speed very, very quickly. Really nice. You know, the seating position for me, I'm about 6 foot, 220. So it's not an uncomfortable position at all. It's a little bit aggressive, actually. Your knees are bent up. The mid controls are not bad at all. You do sit forward just a little bit, so kind of gives you, I mean, not much, but a little bit. It kind of gives you a little more aggressive stance. It's comfortable. All right, well, there's one other thing I want to talk about a little bit, and that is the cluster here, the gauge cluster. It's got just about everything you need. It doesn't come with a tachometer, which I don't think is a bad thing. I mean, you should be you should get used to your bike and know when you should shift, and just by the feel and hearing it. But for beginners, a tachometer might help, allowing them to kind of see when they should be shifting. But again, that's neither here nor there. The one thing I don't like about this gauge cluster is it's hard to see. You know, we're it's pretty early in the morning here, but it's full sunlight, and when I glance down at it, it's kind of hard to pick out, what speed I'm going and everything. There's a lot of reflection, and the numbers underneath are a little bit hard to see. I don't know if there's any adjustments you can do to make it a little brighter or not, but I'm not sure that I like that. It does have a fuel gauge, obviously your speedometer. It's got a clock, and then your your trip gauges and your odometer on it. Nice. It's in a good position. You really don't have to move your head much to glance down and see your speed, which I think is important. It is quite a responsive little bike. I do like it. When I keep saying little bike, it's really not a little bike. This one could really hold its own for any type of needs that you may have. I could even see just taking this on a pretty long trip. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to get up here a little ways, and we're going to jump on the freeway for just a little bit. See how she handles on the freeway. Alright, we're about to get up to freeway speeds. That's not bad at all. It's really holding its own. I guess if I was going to take this thing longer trips, things like that, I'd probably put my little windscreen on it. Cut down on that wind fatigue as it's hitting your chest here. Ooh, we're getting up around 70. Not bad at all. It feels good. It feels pretty stable. I mean, very stable. We're at between 65 and 70. Yeah, she really does have some get up and go to it. The brakes on this bike are good. They're really not too aggressive. They're not real soft, not real mushy. They're pretty good. They feel nice. What more can I say about brakes? They stop the bike. They do a good job at it too. It's got disc brakes front and back. You can get ABS with the Honda Rebel 500, but you need to like black as the color, because it only comes in black for ABS right at the moment. So what are some of my final thoughts on the old Honda Rebel 500? I think it's a great bike. It's stylish. It handles well. It's very well built. I mean, the Honda Rebel line has been around for years and years and years. And Honda makes a great bike. It's a fun bike to ride. It's got a lot of nice handling features. It's got plenty of power. If you like to do aftermarket things to your bike, the Honda Rebel's got a ton of stuff you can do to it. I mean, you can bobber it out, you can make it more of a cruiser, you can ride it stock. It's got a great engine. That parallel twin 500cc engine is very, very nice. Very reliable. And did I mention that it's fun? This is a fun bike to ride. It's got quite a bit of acceleration. And it just handles nice. It's very smooth. It's comfortable to sit on. Overall, it's a great bike. Alright, that does it for this this review of the old Honda Rebel 500. Great bike. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Give me a good old thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that as well. And as always, have a great day, and we'll see you next time. This guy does not want to put his feet down. Ah, I didn't have to. Ah, I win.